as you guys are doing the quiz, also interact in the social media with our post. There is a link. You will get the score at the end of the quiz.
Uh, I think we can start off.
So what next, sir? We are conducting quiz. Now let us move on to our next expert session of the day. Our next speaker is dynamic entrepreneur and a strong voice in the space of personal and conversation lead marketing. He is the founder of Katha Ads, a company that is redefining advertising by transforming everyday conversations into authentic brand stories. Through innovative approaches such as WhatsApp status marketing and nano influencer campaigns, he has helped leading brands create trust-driven, high-impact engagement. With a deep focus on nano content, storytelling, and scaling influence, he demonstrates how small, relatable stories can create a big impact in today's digital ecosystem. Today he joins us to speak on nano content, the new gold, sharing stories, scaling impact, where he will share insights on how nano content is reshaping communication, driven authenticity, and enabling brand to scale meaningful impact. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Isan Mohammed.
Hi, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the introduction. Hey everyone. First of all, sincere apologies for being late. There was an unexpected delay from my end. I'm so sorry. Uh, yeah, like as was mentioned in the intro, I am founder of Katha App. So we are trying to build something on the micro influencer space now, but we also have a larger concept of what is personal advertising, which is based on how based on your very close to how you refer to each other, recommend each other products like the books you love, the movies you like, the shoes or dress that you want to purchase. So all these consumption decisions are more and more driven through personal network and recommendations from your friends and family, right? And this is the basic insight that we are trying to productize at Kata. So, like, we love to hear about products, experiences from friends and family or people we relate to than from your celebrities, your superheroes, and like even though they have been symbols of trust and credibility, you relate more to people like you. And that is why influencer marketing itself has been on a rise. And within that, smaller and smaller influencers are becoming more relevant. So that is the insight that we are working on. So that's about Kata. Before I go in detail about Kata, I just give you an introduction of myself. I'm Ishan. I'm from Kasaragod, which is northern part of Kerala. And then, so I did my schooling pretty much here. Hello, am I clear? Yeah. So I was saying I did my UPSC attempts twice. Obviously, not very successful outcome at the end of it. But what it taught me was, hey, like two things. I could put in my hours when I needed them. I could stay focused even when no one like was asking me to do so. Because like your post your college, it is not like school time when your parents are running behind you saying, "Hey, learn this, learn that." This was your choice. So pretty much like startup or any business that you do, you are your own boss. You have to keep in check your temptations, your distractions, your probably a little bit of fun also. But when you look at the larger goal at the end of the year, right? This is very much like how startup works. And those 2 years, I learned a lot about not just these things that I said, but also about my strengths and how do I fit in the larger uh, scheme of like economy. Yeah, where is this that I could do really well, and then what part of it is where I get more improvement. So that part I was very clear about that. So right after UPSC, I co-founded a startup called Munshi Ji. Munshi has two meanings. One is your a language expert. Second one is you are an accountant, right? So we are solving for the accounting services for small kirana shops. If you have heard of Tata Book, where Indian team jersey on us, so the same sector. But we went deeper into accounting. So while most of the other services were around the concept of udhar, uh, udhar is debt in English. So when you do a purchase, when you don't have enough to pay, in the local stores, you run a monthly account. Right. This is how it was before LinkedIn and Swiggy took over the technology. Yeah, in q-commerce. So we were solving for their accounting assets, and then it was like we did for 2 years. This was pretty we won grants worth 45 lakhs. This was back in 2016-17. And so that is where we saw our product had great potential. And then we also saw later years, Khata book and Office credit reaching hundreds of million, right? So that was the right market. We started off with a very complex product, which was audio-based billing, and then we figured it was hard to use. It was great in laboratory settings. And then we figured even for the right solution, easier solution, a complex one might not work. Yeah. So that like I think not from my master's in business, but what I figured is it was not the right product for the right situation, and hence I could not we could not scale it up as fast as our what a simpler solution like a Kata book or Office. From there, I think at the end of 1.5 years, we had an exit offer from Office Credit, and then and then so we did not take the exit as a company, but I took. So sorry for the noise. Yeah. Sorry again. So I was saying I took an internal exit, which means I contract with UCC, and then they continue on for some time before switching to some GST based services. Yeah. From there, what I did was, if you know, a car, one of the largest car based economy. Yeah, car-based application platform is Park Plus. So this company is into multiple things around Park Plus. Have you guys seen a P plus logo? Anyone of you? So, have you guys heard of this company called Atlas? No? Yes. Hello? No. Okay. I think most of you have not. It's one of the, if not the largest car-based platform, and it has 20% of India's cars are registered in Atlas app. So it's leading one vertical which they have built, which is if you've seen in large apartment societies, there is a entry exit gate barrier, right? The automated ones. So that I was doing initially, and then from there uh, they started a new vertical, which was called daily car care. So we were helping car owners like do basic car care, including car cleaning. If they wanted anything on car, not yet servicing, but like more if you want to port it with polish it, have a full internal cleaning done. So from the launch to 7 months, I said 7 months into this vertical before starting Tata. On the seventh month, we cleared around 50,000 cars. So by that time, in the seventh month, we had a team of 230 people just in the vertical that I was leading. So that's the largest team I've ever led. So we were like team of 230, 0.90 plus professionals caring for cars and like more managers and executives helping deliver value to our clients. So that's everything before Tata. The start of Tata was like a personal problem that I faced. So after COVID, or like if you remember during COVID second phase, there's a lot of news which is negative. And if you were an avid news reader like me, you would have also felt really hard reading news. And like some of you might still relate to this. News is becoming more sensational, it is becoming more communal, it is becoming more gender hatred and lot of divisive elements, right? And then we wanted to do something about this. So we built an engine which could write news. So this was very cool in 2021 when ChatGPT was not there. So we could write news in any vernacular languages, and we used to write news in such a way was it did not have anything negative in it. At the best case, it was non-negative, but usually we gave out relevant and only required information to our news readers. So we did two things. We did our own app, which is called the Kata app then. And then we also had this news distributed to 50 other news channels in Kerala, like smaller, very smaller sub-district level news channels. We used to give it to them at a very low cost. So this part of it, using these 50 news channels, our news was being read by 30 lakh Malayalis daily. So that was a large number. And then we figured, oh, okay. Eventually, in all news, if you look at it as a revenue engine, most of the revenue comes from not from the content itself, but from your advertisement that goes along with content, right? So that is where we got into our advertising side of it because we had learned okay, distribution with so many people we had with you could say 50 influencers. We had like 50 local news journalists. They were catering to 20, 30,000 each. Right? And then put together, they were like reaching 3 million people every day. So that's where we said, hey, this is a large population, this is interesting. Can we ask national brands to come work with us, and we in turn will work with these news channels as influencers. So these influencers are distribution in WhatsApp, on Facebook groups, on Instagram, their page. We were building tools to distribute all this across multiple platforms, right? And that's where we figured, hey, yeah, I think something. Hello. 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 Can you hear me? There's some. Oh, let me just switch. Yeah. I think I'm for video. I'll just slightly switch on my video as well. Yeah, that's me. Okay. Yeah, sorry again, person for the delay. So I'll continue where I was. So that's where we figured out something very deeply. When these people that was close locally, there is someone from my city posting news in WhatsApp group or in my Facebook group. So like the Kochi was issue or Coimbatore, something like that. People had more trust in that, and they were taking on the same acts that you see in TV or newspaper, but much more activity and with much more trust. That is when we figured, hey, this is how the whole personal relevancy is adding to your your what do you say, influencing in consumption decision. So that's how we got into Canada. I know that was like not so short intro, but that is how we ended up in what we do right now. But in the current problem statement, I think I'll go with the tech. Should I share or are you sharing? Yeah, you can go ahead. If you have the tech ready, go ahead. Otherwise, I will share. Both work. Okay. Then this is good. Is it visible now? Hello. You can confirm if the is visible. Okay, so this is date that we just got maybe. So this is what we are planning to use to our investors that we are going to raise. I don't think many people have seen it, like including some of the team. I'm just presenting it to you, like one of the first people that we are presenting. So there might be not so great flow, but you also get an idea of how pitch deck is made to investors. Because a lot of work over the last 3 months has gone into just making this and portraying the idea. And this is also, I think, like a great deck that we need. So if you also get an idea of how you can pitch to your investors when you have your venture ready startup, right? So yeah, so like you said, we are building an AI influencer engine, specifically in vernacular languages and for hyperlocalities, which means very small micro influencers who cater to a small region like Salem or a Rio or subsection of them. Yeah, or a food or within next to Ooty. So very specific, very localized influencers. So why are we doing it now? If you have noticed, and I'm sure all of you have noticed, and if we look at each other, we have bought, all of us have bought something in the last 2 months because we saw an influencer recommend it to us, right? Yeah. So if you are someone who have bought something because you saw an influencer tell you, you are not alone. So it turns out there are 3 million plus influencers. This we might have spread because your Instagram is fully filled with influencer content and not from your friends, right? I hope at least some of you are on Instagram and not all of you are just like moved Instagram and then Snapchat. So if you relate to me, a lot of content creators, and these creators have been driving almost 12% of India's GDP income, which is not a small amount. And this will go to a much bigger amount of $1 trillion in the next 5 years. And then influencers and everyone related to influencers will earn $100 billion in revenue. So that's the opportunity that we are looking for. And hey, madam, I'm not sure if you learn about TAMs and total addressable market. So good thing about the large market, there have been like very small player, very small TAM kind of player like Zerodha started out because there's no online trading, but the trading itself was so big, right? So we look at our specific TAM, which is influencer marketing and not marketing, because marketing is much bigger. And then so this is the TAM that we are looking on, TAM, pattern addressable market, and that is why we are doing it now. It is one of the fastest growing hottest sector, and this is across India that is happening, not just across the world that is happening, and we are building for starting in India for the next 2 years, and then we are growing. Our plan is obviously going global. So that's why now it's really happening, right? And within India, it is not just the economy which is doing it change. All of you are consuming more content in your own vernacular language than earlier. This is not sudden shift. It has constantly been happening, including your Netflix, Amazon Prime, Sony. They have been acquiring more regional languages content because the consumption is increasing day by day. So much so that 60% of user consumption on content is in vernacular languages. And brands itself are moving to smaller, more regional and vernacular business. This is because for the same reason we consume more content, which is these regional creators, they speak like us, not your. I'm from Kerala, so I quote Mohanlal and Mohanlal. Specifically Mohanlal. In his act, you pretty much know that hey, how your Salman is not uh, doing the, he's not the real user of that product. And but we go by them because they are credible people. If they are hosting for it, we tend to trust them and not the product. But now we relate to the people who are doing this creators who are writers. And that is why we engage with that and innovate brands also get a better. So this is why specifically this becomes better at this point of time. Now, the thing with us is Now, in every instance, like you show the opportunity or the problem statement, and then you go deeper into like pain points, your understanding of pain points. So when we work with creators and brands, we have two sets of pain points, and we have, and there are like hundreds of pain points in every market. Okay, we are solving very specific four key points. The specificness is very important when you're doing a startup because you use focus on getting like some 10 creators will come tell you, hey, I'm struggling here. It might not be in your problem statement. As a startup, you don't have all the resources to solve for everyone. So you pick your problem segments and then solve for it. Right? We wanted to help in specific things written here, like we want to connect to only big brands to clearly communicate what client was asking for. Because like larger brand has something called brand safety, which your smaller local businesses doesn't have. So those things we had to educate so that they could work with big brands. Because we had defined big brand association as problem statement. This came along. Now the smaller influencers did not have negotiation skills or negotiation power. So if you see around like your friends and your like a lot of you will have creator friends, they would be doing a lot of barter and not a paid campaign, right? But what they are doing is nothing less than revenue generating for the client. So we decided, okay, if never do barter, we'll always bring revenue to our creators, but we'll select the best creators to be able to do this. And then the last one was even with brands, there are a lot of financial payments like you have to be GST registered, there has to be TDS, a lot of stuff. So we come in and say, hey, we handle all the financial part of it. You don't pay. Okay. So that's what we do for creators. On the brand side, we do the other way around. Brand does not know whom to work with. Because a lot of micro creators are working part time. They're not big enough to do full time. They don't earn so much to do full time. They work elsewhere. So their video doesn't come in like 2 3 days like your one. So it takes up to 2 weeks. So we try to bring in like who are those people we can ask. And next one is we came in and said, hey, you don't know whom to pay, how much we will pay. This is how much we will pay each of these guys. And then we help you in execution also. Because when you work with micro, the brands you see here, XUL, Hero and Titan, they would want to work with hundreds or like 500 of creators across the region for a content. This becomes very hard when you're doing it. Right? So we need a lot of tools and tech so that if you guys know BGMI, the PUBG India version, for them we did 500 creators in just 14 days across 5 states. So that is possible because we have these tools which not only tells them what to do, then checks if they have done that, and then learns from what has worked, then tells the client, hey, this is so this is the kind I wanted to focus more, and then once you do the problem statement well, from our experience, it is easy. Like the two things: one, identifying the problem so easily that you go specifically. We do not say we are solving for one person. We say we are solving four things specifically for one person. There are 10 other things that they have painful experiences in life that Kata is not solving right now. That we might or we might not, but we are really focused on only this, which means you might have to turn a preference meter. If this is not your problem, we say, hey, we cannot work with you now. If someone has some other problem, they take it. We are not trained in this. We are not the best people to help you. So we will not be able to. We don't take it more and more. That's something that we have done as a team growing up. We try to go solve everything, and then we say, hey, this is not happening. Now the rest of the things is like I just came through, not like I directly go to our pay. So like I said, like to start off with this, we wanted to have creators, great creators. So for every 10,000 people who apply to join the lab, we select so much, right? can see how fast we have gotten over by the fourth state. Like in Kerala, it took us 257 days to onboard first 500 traders, and recently in Karnataka, we did it in 55 days. So we have been going faster. Again, these are thanks to two things. One, clarity. Who are the kind of influencers we need? Two, the focus. Okay, we will keep doing the same thing over and over again and not go variety. This means we do only 5+3 sectors, like the specific sector, like FMCG. We do two-wheelers but not four-wheelers fully, but we are very focused on two-wheelers. We do jewelry, only silver and gold but not diamond. So we have like very specific lines which helps our team also to focus. Like even your sales team will be like, oh, I can't sell you this jewelry. This avoids a lot of back and forth communication. And we also, like once you set the guideline, everyone can take decision on their own. That is the model that we try. So that every time they don't have to call you and ask for approval or a decision. We ask people to take their own decision. And then if it is something not that has not been done, we also register, we have a form where people can take any new decision, any new experiment, and then they share, hey, this is why I am taking this decision. And we review it at the one day, okay? Because then this we do because as a company we are optimizing for speed. Every two-sided marketplace, like you can see Uber, you can see Airbnb, where you need two set of people. The fastest player is the one who are most inevitably the global leaders. So in a two marketplace, because it's a chicken and egg problem, you have to grow both sides faster. You end up growing.
Stop and do remember the right word. Instead of just staying silent, you can actually use these three filler phrases. Number one, what's
Some noise in between. Yeah, I'll just go again. So that's how we are onboarded, and we had again clarity on we wanted. So when you use speed, your chance of making a mistake is higher. So as a business, we decide we do not want to minimize errors. We want to have pace. So that's it. So these are minor things which you decide. But if you also clear it out to everyone, that the entire team is aligned. So now we are a team of 66 people. Now everyone knows it's okay to make mistakes as long as it helps us learn tricks and move on. Yeah. So that's a conscious call that we've taken, and then we keep that, and we can see that it happen. I explained just to see show you how we work. So like instead of collecting brief or idea from. So how advertisement works is like let's say your hero wants to do a campaign. They will tell the agency, hey, this is what we want to do, and then this is how we want to do it. We give the whole narrative, but they also give a list of influencers they want to work with. Agency will negotiate on behalf of them, and then they come back with the price. And then they do a campaign. If the brands like it, they go right. If they don't, they check it manually. If they don't, they send back, they get it, and then it gets back, the campaign is finished. We do it in a slightly different way. In effect, brand feels pretty much the same, except that it is way more faster and way more easier to do. But the effect is a lot of people as a video writer. So it is same. What I will change is we introduce a lot of AI tools to do these things faster. So instead of brands telling us, we tell brands, you should do this. You should do this with these creators, and this is the type of content that we can expect as an outcome. All this happens in 20 to 30 seconds. If you just put in your brand inputs, as simple as your website, we are able to match your creators and start campaign execution within just 20-30 seconds. This is cut down from 2 weeks to just 30 seconds. And once we send the thing, creators send us back a video. Every communication in between, if they have doubt, So AI does the communication, AI does the quality check once the video is bad. And most importantly, every time a video is reviewed, we learn more and more about the creators. Like I might be someone who continuously makes a mistake in my text. I have a spell mistake problem. More and more times you do, the creator does this. The AI learns more and more about the creator, and we are able to identify who works best for every brand out there, right? So it is not just that, let's say Hero does a campaign with us. The machine learns everything about two-wheeler campaigns that can do. And for Honda or TVS or for Hero itself in the next campaign, we are suggesting better ways to do the campaigns. So it completes a loop, like I said. So AI learns about you, AI picks the right influencers for you, or AI using check, and AI learns what's good for you in the next campaign. So this eventually we are moving to a place where hey, we start a company from Qatar and you say, hey, I want to spend 50,000 and spend 5 lakh and spend 5 crore across India its campaign. That's it. We will deliver your videos in the next 5 days. You don't need to tell us what exactly. Like, you can just tell us, hey, it's a Diwali campaign, we are running at 20% off. We'll tell you who to work with, how to work, what's there in each area, what are the best influencers to work with. You'll get all the details right. You just focus on your sales. We do the influencer marketing. That's the vision that we have, where we have absolute seamlessness, where we only bother about the budget, everything else is taken care of, and we assure you the best results. So yeah, that's what we do at Tata. I'll be happy to take more questions. For the sake of it, I'll just go to the other things, other pages for reference for your pitch deck. I'm sure you might have seen more pitch deck, but I'll just go. So we have a comparison on our AI capability specifically. We're just like how much AI we use. So we are going all full stack here. This is a team. We are from like yeah, multiple modules, but most of us, except our advisors, are friends from school, college, or friends of friends. Yeah. So this is really important that you find great people to start your company with or start any business with, because you inevitably you will have bad days, inevitably you will have very good days. You want those people who have your back on your bad days and who would make you feel even better when it's a good day, right? And I think our team is the foundation to everything that we do in Qatar and everything that we will end up achieving in Qatar. And because all the 66 people I just told you, we work remotely, we execute everything remotely. For that to work, you need absolute trust. You cannot doubt anyone on the other person is doing as much as me. You can only have people who are surely invested as much as we. They might not have the founder, co-founder tag in the whole deck, but they are as parental figure to the company as you are. Yeah, that's you also have a roadmap for funding, but yeah, this is very specific to this week. And that's it. I'll take any questions if you have anything on my purpose. Is there anything or anything regarding you have to answer?
Uh,
Yeah, Mukash, Mukash had texted in that.
Thank you, sir, for this insightful and engaging session. Your perspective on nano content storytelling and scaling authentic impact has given us valuable insight into how modern communication is evolving. So we are open to questions now. You can pin in the comment section, or you can ask directly, or you can ask in the community sections also.
Yeah, Mr. Ishan, good afternoon. This is Professor Suresh Kumar. Are you able to hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, okay, they're trying to.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me
Go
now?
on.
Yeah, this is Professor Suresh Kumar.
Yeah.
I have a practical question. See, we are now into admissions, okay, for our college. Okay,
Yeah.
we are a PGD institution, and
Yeah.
what we understand from students is they are greatly influenced by some of these influencers who are in the market. Okay, and in fact, there are five or six of them who very strongly are influencing the students. Okay, and are you there?
Oh, okay. I tried unmuting and then it went to my side video also.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I could hear you.
Yeah. Shall I continue with the question?
Yeah, you said a lot of people.
Not lots. There are only about handful, about five of them, five or six of them who are strongly influencing the students. Okay. And the student base is something like over 400,000 students are there who are written these exams and all. Now the challenge is, I was going to one of these people, and they talk rubbish, right? Which is not true.
Okay.
So now how do we counter this? So I was thinking that now if we have to break this pattern of these five or six fellows, we need to have some much smaller people. Say for example, I'm focusing on Madhya Pradesh market. Okay. Now there's a guy called X. Now this guy has got a strong influence on the students because of his tradition last 5 years, 10 years, this guy has been doing this. Right. Now what he says is not true.
Okay.
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 So I need to counter him in Madhya Pradesh to maybe some smaller influencers or something. So is there some kind of strategy that we can use?
Okay, if I could rephrase the question, so there are a lot of misinformation that can get into it. How do we counter that? Is the question?
No, how do I break this cartel of these five or six fellows who are dominating the market? Okay.
You're asking how do you find the right players?
No, there is, let's say there's one big influencer, right? Now they have been doing it for the last so many years.
Yeah.
So people go and listen to them, students. But what they're communicating is not the right thing. Okay, we do not know, there will be so many reasons, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they're promoting some other company or whatever that is. Right. So how do I stop this? Either I should align with them. Okay. For which these guys will ask hefty amount. Some of them ask even, I was told somebody asked about a crore. It's crazy. Right. And so obviously I'm not going to pay that kind of money.
Okay.
So organically I want to counter them.
Yeah.
But supposing I have 20 students from Madhya Pradesh and who says, listen, this is what XIME is. This is actual truth about XIME.
Yes.
No, so how do I get counter that messaging?
Great. So there's a section in our, so we specifically use nano creators, which are like very small scale real users. That's it.
Any students have the question, right? So how do I do it? Now that you heard this lecture also. How do we conquer this? I was listening to the female and she says that the chances of you getting placed in XIME Chennai is 3 out of 10. She gives the rating. And she says they claim 90-95%, which is not true. So it's not totally false, right? And some other institute, he says, you can look at other institutes which give you much better placement. No, so these guys are supposed to, look at the point, he's got some 140,000 people. So we need to counter those fellows, right? So I'm not saying we do wrong propaganda. We have said the truth. Right? Obviously, rating can't be 4 out of 10. So that is the question asking that these guys are all over a period of time, they've got some 1 lakh crore, 2 lakh crore following. And if you want to say something good about it, then keep taking me to your life. Then I'll say a 9 out of 10. Yes, sir.
So yeah, so what we do is like we
How does it happen?
some noise coming out.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. To answer your question, so the largest shift from bigger, highly paid celebrity influencers to micro is also happening because some of the concern we just raised. So you need very authentic, very genuine people who you know to vouch for it. Yeah. So these are not people vouching to 20 lakh people or 50 lakh people. These are people who are talking to their 20,000 followers. Which means all of them know this guy in and out. So if I come out and say something about education and if I'm not an influencer who is myself educated or knows a lot about education, it wouldn't fit right. It is not like your Bollywood stars doing pan masala, right? Because they don't do pan masala, but they advertise it nevertheless. Here, the core of influencer marketing is if I play football, I can talk about sports, health, and football shoes. There's a limit beyond which I cannot talk about. And people will trust you for that. And the kind of and that is what we try to do. We try to figure out the right matches, the right set of people who can talk about the right issues, and any claim that you have. We obviously, if there is a bigger claim, we try check for facts in other newspapers and public channels, so that we don't claim in your case. If someone comes up and says 100% placement, we usually ask for proof so that our influencers doesn't get. Yeah, they are also putting their public face, their face publicly, right?
Yes.
So they themselves want to check the information before doing that.
Yeah.
Could be traders who are like purely focusing on, hey, you tell me anything, I'll repeat that, and that 10 to 20 lakh people will see that, and some of them will actually be influenced. That is as problematic as your Bollywood stars doing a pan masala. There's a thin line of advertisement where like you cannot cross that, but for us it is always about genuinity, and that is where the value is coming. So to give you an example, HUL is doing 40% of their entire digital spend, which is around 600 crores just with micro influencers. So they are also seeing this, hey, that these people are more and more effective, where their recommendation is more general, even for your Lux soap. We have started seeing like we have already not seeing a lot of ads, but trend has moved on to micro influencers who genuinely say, hey, I use it. And those are people, these are not super premium influencers because those are not the people who are using your nuts as a soap. They might be using some other. So that relatability and relevance is what is driving the economy itself to, yeah. So everyone is facing the problem that you just said.
So,
And
so we have a way out.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a way out.
This is one way out because you're only talking a small set of people who knows you inside out. So if I go talk about, let's say, Python or Java or anything like that, I am not an expert in that. If I go talk about it tomorrow, I don't think I got any. But if I talk about like building a business, that would be much more relevant because people know I'll be doing this.
Oh.
And it's a very small set of people that is directly related to me. So yeah, that's the improvement that we are seeing in terms of trust and
yeah. So thank you very much. I'll get back to you on this one and speak to.
yeah.
So,
Mukash has a doubt. Someone in the group chat and then we have a doubt.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such an insightful and practical session. To briefly summarize today's talk by Mr. Ishan Mohammed, he introduced us to Katha, an AI-driven vernacular influencer engine designed to deliver hyper-local reach at scale. He began by walking us through his career journey and how the creator economy today is driven largely by advertising revenue with risking click-through rates playing a major role. One of the most striking insights was how influencers today contribute nearly 12% to India's GDP, a number expected to reach $1 trillion in the next 5 years, making this one of the fastest growing sectors in the country. He also explained the TAM, SAM, and SOM framework to show why the creator economy is a massive and rapidly expanding opportunity in India. He then highlighted the key pain points of emerging vernacular creators, especially challenges around discoverability and monetization of micro-influencers. Katha addresses this by clearly identifying problem statements and offering tailored AI-driven solutions, including guidance on who to pay, how much to pay, and how campaigns should be executed. He also shared how Katha scales efficiently by onboarding a large pool of creators, maintaining strict category focus, and optimizing heavily for speed. With a 66-member team, AI handles content quality, checks, learns from creator errors over time, and manages execution, allowing brands and creators to focus only on budget while the platform takes care of everything else. Thank you, sir. Now over to Kirtana. So guys, we'll be having a tea break of 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, great session, great meeting you all. Thank you very much.
ग्रुप में डाल दे नेक्स्ट वीक
Come. Wait, come.
We'll start. Hurry. Guys, please come back. Guys, you can go out after 10 minutes because we will not be on your camera here. So, please be done once somebody. Yes, you can start. Yes, sir, you can do.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Hey, முன்னாடி வாங்கடா, கொஞ்ச நேரம் ஆன் பண்ணுங்க. Now, let us move on to our next expert session of the day. Our next speaker is a seasoned entrepreneur and a pioneer in the OTT video advertising and content monetization ecosystem. He is the founder and CEO of Short Friendly, a leading OTT platform and a SaaS solution that empowers filmmakers, creators, and media brands to launch their own white label streaming platforms without any complexity or heavy investment. With deep expertise in independent film distribution, TVOD and SVOD monetization, and a scalable OTT solution, he has played a key role in shaping India's evolving digital streaming landscape. With over 5,000 short films distributed, 80,000 plus monthly viewers, and 100 plus OTT platform deployments, he brings strong data-backed insights into Indian viewer behavior, platform preferences, and content consumption trends. Today, he joins us to speak on how Indians are choosing OTT platforms in 2025, where he will share practical insights on changing audience preferences, monetization models,
and the future direction of OTT consumption in India. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming Mr. Selvam M. Welcome on board, sir. We are delighted to have you with us today.
Hey, hi. First of all, thanks, and it's a great previous session, and I'm really happy that Vignesh has invited us for this such an energetic crowd on this weekend. Um, Without any further delay, I'll just share my screen and I'll show you like what with a quick intro and how the OTT system is streaming ecosystem is growing really fast globally as well as in India market. And then I will finally take Q&A sessions from the audience. Let me share my screen. Is everyone able to see my screen? Okay, great. So I'll just start this search. So short only, as a quick intro, as a vision statement, we are building short only as a operating system for filmmaking. We build a product, 10 different products for media industry, and we have apps that's for all the ecosystem, and we have tools to filmmakers to make use of these tools, these AI tools, to make sure that filmmakers are doing easy filmmaking. So the previous session, as the expert talked about the influencers, content creators, journey, and how the brands are working here with influencers. The really interesting one, and we do use such influencers to curate and deliver the really interesting new release contents into the end users. So why I'm trying to really stress out this point here is not only as a media space, we use all different ecosystem players, like influencers, content creators to endorse the newly released content. So the whole topic today here is all about how the OTT consumption is happening, how the audience are reacting to the um, content releases, and how well we are curating the content as a OTT platform. So short only started our journey as a short film aggregator, and then now we position ourselves as a OTT marketplace. We have 10 different products in India. If you or your friends is doing a short films, we have a OTT platform available for them. They can come and release their content, and they can showcase the content in different languages. They can start earn from their content. So how they can earn from their content? They can set up a simple ticket price, or they can the end user can like you and me can subscribe this OTT and watch unlimited content in both the sites, either through content rent or through subscription. You can start watch the content as the end users, but at the same time, the creators, the content creators start earning from it. So now the creator economy is growing really fast, and we do realize there are AI is coming up in the market, but AI is capable of impacting the creators economy, and the AI help creators. There is no need to have any panic situation of okay, AI is started doing content creation. As a creator, what should I do? Make use of AI. That's it. The simple answer is make use of your AI, improve your content creation workflow, improve your automate your content journey, content creation steps, so that the time and the overall budget with the AI impact, the creation of content creation becomes very easy now, and the budget of creating content is very reduced. Because if you look at the reason released, because of SK is a superstar Rajini's birthday, I would like to stress out even a Rajini kind of a fame and name artist is working in a recently released film movie Coolie, and they are using AI for promotions and AI for um, making the content. So they just recreate some of the Rajini star engaged scenes using AI. So AI is irreplaceable at this moment because everybody started using that as a tool. So make use of AI in your filmmaking journey or content creation journey. So the content creation, why I'm stressing out this in a very high level, because earlier the people are calling like, hey, everyone started their speech with my dear brothers and sisters, but now I would start every my speech as my dear content creators and influencers because everybody now trying to be like a content creator, and some way or the other they are influencing their industry, their brands, their domains. They're all doing silently or very open forums. Everybody now trying to be like a content creator because of social media, because the social media obviously needs more content. Those content generation become a habit, not at all a choice. It's now content creation become a habit now. So here I'm coming back to this topic of how the content is getting consumed throughout the market is drastically changing from the industry because of the AI disruption. As a short company, as a brand, we launched this particular OTT specific to short films. We have already have thousands of short films with us. We globally onboarding content, and we do support more than 35 plus languages. We have content in Arabic, Persian, Korean, in all different languages we do have content. The one simple reason OTT is democratized the content creation globally with no boundaries, that you can quickly watch n number of content throughout the globe without any border restrictions, right? And this creates a new opportunity to the content creators to start earning through this type of OTT platform. So how content creators are now earning. The journey is something every filmmakers are using, content creators are using these platforms to generate their day-to-day incomes. But as an end user, how we are seeing this as a platform, right? N number of OTT platforms are coming in the market. How we are going to use this OTT platforms? Again, for that also we come up with another product that we just bundle it. How you are seeing nowadays a lot of OTTs are platform coming up, and you can see in the existing media channels that everybody is started creating their own traditional channel, political parties started creating their new channels. A simple example of Captain TV, Captain News. So everybody is started creating a media wing to position themselves in the market. The same way we do see a lot of OTT apps are coming up in the market. We do integrate ourselves inside other OTT platforms. At the same time, we do started bundling OTTs. So as the end customer, as like a layman like you and me, we have started consuming content from different OTTs. So we just bundle it, 5 different OTTs, 10 different OTTs. You just go to the OTT, see if you have a good content. You can as an end user, you can explore different content. If you like the content, go into it and started sign up with that platform. And once you sign up successfully, then you can, I'm just showing that as a, because everyone can relate this in your day-to-day life. want to subscribe on this particular film, we will give you a pack, right? So I can give you a discounted rate of n number of OTTs, like how you are taking a DTH channels. In DTH channels, you will notice as sports pack. In DTH, you can see a news pack, kids pack, and then you can see um, another set of entertainment pack, movies pack. So the same way, OTT is also going to come up with such package where you can see sports OTTs, microdrama OTTs. I can come in this topic of microdrama because OTT industry itself is disrupting a lot. Because if you notice the OTT is a word you can see from COVID 1 and 2. In this OTT industry itself, there are any number of changes happening after this AI introduction. I'll come to that later. But from a common man like you and me, we are going to use this in a daily layout. OTTs are getting bundled up. You can get a subsidized discounted sale of OTTs pack. You can take a one OTT pack and you can watch all these OTTs in one login. How this is going to again change it from a college or student perspective, educational OTTs comes with this type of pack. Soon you will experience that also. It's all happening right now, but it's not aggressively coming to the market. But startup specific OTTs are coming up, entertainment specific, sports specific, educational specific OTTs are coming into the market. So all of them, new OTTs players will come into the market definitely. No restrictions in that. But as an end customers, we ended up no need to pay each OTT subscription. You can bundle it, save your money, and start experience all different OTTs content in one price. This is a major shift happening in this. With this shift, how short fund is going to position ourselves in the market. We have, as I mentioned, we have a end-to-end content creators, filmmakers, the journey available with us. We have a different products. As an introduction, we are saying that we do help content creators to launch their own OTT platform using our technology tools. Say, for example, a lot of you might know about content creator Ikram, Black Sheep as a content creator, they started their journey and they are now become a OTT owner. Madan Gauri is another good example in Tamil category. They are all good content creators and now soon they will going to start their own OTTs because OTT text is getting democratized now. It's like how you are using Shopify as a tool or a platform to launch your own e-commerce platform and site. The same way, platform is providing an OTT as a template, as you call it, the text template. You can come and park your content and you can run your show. Very simple, right? And also, once you launch it, come and include this type of a package where you can get more subscribers. The business is also very easy now. So the complete ecosystem gets changed, and short funding is addressing each and every element. That's why I started this platform as we position ourselves as an operating system for filmmakers and content creators. So as an operating system, you have a number of tools, you have a number of applications. Make use of it whenever that is required. For example, if you want to connect with other filmmakers or and to hire them for your ad shoot, to make them to work in your project, we have a this type of connect product is available, and you can search for artists, you can search for films, good films, you can search for film festivals, you can search for movies. So these are all very interconnected actually. So if you want to find an auditions and you want to participate, you want to follow some creators, you can do that. As I mentioned, this is all interconnected at various touch points is here. So if you, as a startup founder, you want to make an ad shoot and you want to hire a celebrity or an artist from a not from a bigger level like a movie, a superstar, or other famous actors and stuff that you can hire a good content creator. You can make this millions of uh, social media platform like Instagram and other platform, but here we have verified and qualified artists that are getting lined up here. Okay, so this is the one way you can use it for your in your day-to-day life, for your ad films and influencers, marketing campaigns. You can share with real creators, and also you can connect with them, build some relationship with them, start working with them. So this is a filmmakers. I would say it's a LinkedIn for filmmakers and content creators. This is a platform that we build for content creators. And let's say you done with your content, you want to participate in festivals. Yes, we do have a platform for film festivals. You can come and participate uh, your content into the film festival. So we do work with our festival events, festival events in Coimbatore already getting this kind of interest. You can start exploring their content. This criteria, terms and conditions, make sure you do this. Fit into your category, you can start submitting now, right? Here, when you start submitting, you can see, you can select your project that you are created for the content journey, and you can seamlessly submit that into different areas. So I can how you can use make use of Google, Apple one login that can seamlessly use it for your Google Photos, Google Maps, Google Drive. The same way they giving the system. So one login can make use of you to do a event participation, and also you can make use of just to watch OTTs, and also you can start exploring, connecting with other OTT creators. Everything is under one login, right? So this is how we bring a unified experience to the content creators. At the same time, it's evolving to the next level. As how it's evolving, we can say instead of a regular OTT, there is a new OTT comes up in the market that is another product that we launched. It's each content can now become watchable through vertical format. So the content creators and we have started onboarding AI specific content into our platform. For example, if you go to this particular content, it's an first episode of a one content, and obviously it's last you for sign up. So if you have a account, you can sign up with this, and the same login, right? You don't need to have a different logins. So same login you can go in this one, and the first episode is free, and this episode is watchable. If you like this episode, you can start watching on other episodes for paying a premium subscription fee. And this is a vertical content, it's up to 1 or 2 minutes. So this is a new OTT evolution with the AI content creation. People are started making unique content with the AI tools. This particular content is created through VEO, Google VEO tool. So they are putting a very artistic experience, and this also come under subscription. Once you watch the one free content, you experience the platform, then you can pay the premium fee to watch other set of content. So how the platform is also started generating revenue at the same time we will give a payout to the content creators. So it will automatically move to the next episode and ask you to make the payment. Okay. So this is how we bring a very unified and connected experience to the content creators as well as viewers like you and me. So we just watch content, we're not the content creators. But as a startup founders or if a student you want to start your own startup, there are n number of opportunities available in the media space because e-commerce is already overcrowded, and logistics is already overcrowded. Media and legal tech, green energy has a lot of scope to work. So if you want to start your own startup, you have definitely think of some ideas in the media space and build some useful, interesting tools to the content creators, and we pick particularly pick up a filmmakers as a target audience, especially we closely work with student filmmakers also to help them to uh, engage with our tools specifically. So if you are a student filmmaker, you want to enter into the filmmaking industry or OTT industry, Shortman is the one-stop shop for you to start sharing your experience, sharing your filmmaking experience. Okay, I done with my content, I connected with professionally, participated in festivals. What next? How do I list my content into OTT platforms? So there, we just build another product. So this is an easy distribution channel where you can distribute your content and you can seamlessly distribute your content into multiple platforms. So let's say if you want to distribute your content through the system, we make this particular experience like a shopping cart experience where you can pick and choose your own preferred OTT platforms. And after that, you can submit your content, short films, web series. You're just onboarding all these different categories, including microdrama. And platforms also, OTT platforms also have their own preferences to onboard content. So you can do like the Ola Uber booking, right? So this is on what it is if you like, if you see their onboarding criteria, their preferences of content category, and how they give their payout and everything, then just add them in your card or add them in your wish list. And again, you are going back to exploring more for OTT platforms. And here I just pick up another one more OTT as for demo purpose and starting to so just go to your card. It's like a e-commerce checkout that you use to do your day in day out. So we just added two OTT platforms in our budget, and then just put setting you the checkout. And now it will ask you for a subscription to take your content to live. So I'm showing this as a very demo purpose. So that's the reason I'm showing you like this. You can go for it. So if you are a continuous creator, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator, through here I'm making content, then you can go for any subscription. Or if you're a student filmmaker and trying one content in a month, then you can take a monthly package and start submitting your content into this distribution channel. So you don't need to talk to any OTT platforms. You don't need to chase any OTTs, the content approval, I no need to send an email, follow up cost, nothing. Everything can be digitized and one within the one platform. Okay. So we pick up the media use cases, and as a student entrepreneur, student founder, you want to contribute anything into this media journey. We are having to onboard interns. We face now that we started hiring some more students here. We are having more number of connected experience here. If time permits, I can showcase all others. I'll stop here and open up for other questions. Vignesh?
Hello. Thank you, sir. Now, if you guys have any questions to ask, you can go ahead. Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
With OT breaking the global boundaries, how important do you think vernacular and regional content will be in driving the future growth?
Yeah, great question. So vernacular, yes, is vernacular content creation is the next big thing, and a lot of startups are doing like an AI dubbing. As a OTT, I can gather content from creator from one version, right? As a platform, I want to dub that same content through AI to multiple languages. Then I can give even a better experience
to my end customers like you and me will get a better customer experience and better language of content, right? Because if you watch the same content in your native language, you will feel more connected, you will get more natural content. So we are engaging vernacular content creators to come up with some unique content. Uh, and we are using AI tools also to automate those efforts.
Thank you, sir. So now I call upon Vindhya to summarize this session.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. To briefly summarize, Mr. Selvam spoke about how OTT platforms in India are evolving, especially in the way content is created, distributed, and monetized. He introduced short funding, an OTT operating system built specifically for short films and content creators, supporting content in 35 plus languages, and it is designed to empower filmmakers and emerging content creators. He explained how short funding enables creators to publish, distribute, and monetize their content through a subscription based model, helping them earn consistent income while also breaking global boundaries through OTT distribution. He also highlighted the growing role of AI in content curation and the overall streaming journey. Another key insight was the concept of OTT bundling, where users can access multiple OTT platforms through a single subscription model, along with emerging trends like educational OTTs and creator-led platforms. Overall, this session gave us a clear picture of how OTT is becoming a complete ecosystem for both creators and consumers. Thank you, sir.
So good evening everyone. The Promptathon entries are closing soon. So I request everyone to go and participate and submit it through the link which is provided in the community.
Second off, right?
He could have called this group one for the first to not confuse people. ನಾನೇ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಬಾಯ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಅಚ್ಚಾ ನಾ ಹೂವಾಗಿನ ನೋಡಿ
Hey, hey.
the photo sticker is there. Last hour attendance वाला ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ and then it goes on that. So that's why you also have to and that's when you can see that in those systems. Students who are not having classes but they need it should have that.
Santosh, bring this somewhere. How are we doing that?
Only one to know it.
This side or what? Do we need to turn this?
It is true. Guys, can everyone come and say? You have to on the Google.
How is it? Where is it? Yes, sir. I think we have to.
I think there's people in it. Yeah. I think the camera is on.
we now move into the final and most exciting segment of the knowledge capsule, Digital Skills Accelerator. It's my privilege to introduce our final speaker for the day, Mr. Lokap Sahu, an Bombay alumnus, serial entrepreneur and founder of Langify. He works at the intersection of AI and personalized learning, helping students and professionals become future ready. Today's topic is the future of interview prep, how AI is rewriting the career readiness marketing. Uh, Please join me in welcoming Mr. Lokap Sahu.
Hello. Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Guys, I'm here. Thanks for the introduction and listening for having me here. I'm very happy to chat with all of you and answer any questions you might have. Uh, the topic I'm going to cover is really crucial, uh, especially for 2026 and onwards, of course. Um, as you very well know, the economy is not doing so well. Um, and with the advent of AGI, GenAI, and climate change, combined with global uncertainty in terms of geopolitical, um, things are going to be extremely unstable. Now, that is a threat as well as an opportunity in disguise if you know how to leverage it. I'm going to cover a bit about this and feel free to stop me in between. I think there was a mic there, so if you have any questions, feel free to stop me and I would be happy to answer. Uh, I'm not able to see your view. So, yeah, can you guys hear me or see me? Uh, yeah, now I can see. Uh,
Everyone will be visible.
so should we get started? Oh, perfect. So guys, let's, I'm as for my introduction, I just to add a bit of if I come from another service, my contact them first to ITSA and then I will from there, but I'm coming to multiple dashboard and then build by build of myself, build my skills. So I come from similar to background as you guys, right? Mostly I'm assuming here at least 60 to 70% of you would be from areas surrounding Chennai or tier 2, tier 3 town densities. Now, just to so whatever I'm going to say here is going to be from my experience of coming from a small town and making it great and what skills help me here. So to start with, let's start with a simple question. I'm sure you guys would have heard the statement about working for even 90 hours a week, right? So can you guys do a show of hands and tell me who agrees with Mr. Manayan that we should be working for let's say 70 to 90 hours a week? Raise, raise your hand if you feel you should be working 70 to 90 hours a week, especially in your early careers. Okay, no one feels. So, and who feels that they should not be working 70 to 90 hours, they should be having full work-life balance? Oh, thank you so much for that. Now, when he's saying that, he is also speaking from some perspective, isn't he? Like I'm speaking from my perspective. You guys are raising your hand here. You guys are making a statement that hey, we want work-life balance. You guys are coming up from a different perspective. So, and this is literally three generation right? So, Mr. Nana, what did you build progress when there was nothing in India? Today, we have smartphone, internet, almost every modern facility in our hand. When he was doing this business, there was nothing. So he built literally from scratch. So from his perspective, it was always about survival and livelihood. For me and for you guys, it's more about experiences because our livelihood is sorted mostly because of let's say our safety net provided by our parents or education. So it's not that worry about livelihood anymore. So we want more experience, better comfort or a better work-life balance per se. So the point I'm trying to make here is everything is going to have different outlook perspectives to it. It is your responsibility to recognize that and then try to mold it in your thinking in order to leverage it. So instead of directly the KA, Mr. Narayan is saying absurd things, you should not do this. Try to understand the logic with which he is putting that in perspective. Because most of the recruiters are going to come to recruit are going to be one senior generation than us. We need to take a look from that perspective specifically, and as economic goes down, as China rises, US declines, and there's a transfer of power vacuum, global economy is going to be extremely uh, disturbing, to put it in my words. That means as pressure, you guys need to walk extra miles to prove yourself. Now, one more show and please just so I understand which direction I need to go or the forward. How many of you are dreaming to start your own startup in next let's say next 2 to 3 years? So in near future. Okay, no one? And or hands up if you are looking for a full-time employment immediately after the college. Okay, perfect. And in like 5 to 10 years and long-term future, you will start a startup. Anyone? In long-term 5 to 10 years, you want to start a startup? Okay, so for next month, okay. Fair enough. Get some experience first and then go for startup. But the skill set today people are looking at, the skill I also look at as a CEO and when I'm hiring someone, more than those skills have quite a bit of overlap. Now that's those skill sets can be seamlessly described as founder mindset. Now that's a jargon heavy word, founder mindset. What exactly is founder mindset? So that is that's the I'm going to cover here, which will help you in both your entrepreneurial journey as well as your employment journey. Now let's say I'm going to take an example. You have a data for it. We open up a role and we get around 3 to 400 applications, even for an entire application, intern vacancy, within let's say 3 to 4 days of time. Now that's the seriousness of the competition. Now, Jacob does not have bandwidth to go through these 400 resumes or speak with each of them to give them a fair chance. Because then it's not fair to my bandwidth. So most of the recruiters they just skim through the resumes, try to find the first 3 or 4 candidates who fit perfectly or as better as I can, or if you AWS type of platform, you need to make AWS really register pretty lower than you pay that. So when the recruiter is reaching out to you, the first point they like to, especially in startups, is if you have that entrepreneurial mindset, means if you take agency, ownership, responsibility, proactiveness, you show initiativeness regarding uh, any work or project or task that you're doing. And it could be as simple as that we are connecting for the first time on a telephonic call just to see if you are looking for a role or not. And if you are sending back meeting from there or kind of ask for a document, if you're sending that proactively within timeline or sharing an update proactively, even if it's a message of delay that I'm not able to share this, but I'm trying to get it done within 24 hours. Communication and proactiveness in the agency is where 90% of the candidates lack, and that is where I resist right there. Because they cannot be disciplined if they don't have that mindset, right, of taking agency, then even at workplace they are going to be lazy and not get anything. Now, in order for you to develop these skills, you need to first introspect and understand where you are right now. Set up tiny goals that if, let's say in 2014 or 30, the old me woke up, did not speak English. I started learning English in 2014 onwards. So I set up tiny goals. Okay, if I need to start now and reach to, let's say, C1, C2 level of proficiency level, what are the tasks I need to do, how I'm going to achieve that, and if I need to ask somebody for help, because of course, as individuals, you guys may not know everything. So always look for mentors and learn from them. Even today, since I am an engineer by education, I don't have product or marketing uh, education training per se, but I do that on my day-to-day job. Right? You guys are lucky to go to the MBA yoga where the people are sharing life business case studies and teaching you the fundamentals. So what I do to learn these skills is find a mentor. So I have a really amazing mentor who was the ex-CFO of Starbucks. Right? So I reached out to him on LinkedIn. I reached out to at least 30, 40 people. One of them said yes, okay, I will mentor you. And then we used to meet 1 hour per fortnight. And whatever work I'm doing, I used to share with him. He used to give me feedback around how I'm doing it wrong or what I'm doing right and how I should do. So I got my two mentors in finance, product management, marketing, fundraising. So at one point I had like 5 to 6 mentors who were just mentoring me. Right? Of course, I was not paying them anything. I did not give them any equity. So it was not a transaction. Right? It was pure exchange of knowledge or sharing of wisdom from mentors, and for that I am ever grateful. Now I of course try to give it back as much as I can. So point of starting is reach out, set up your goals wherever you are, introspect, figure out what do you need to reach from X to 10X, and the skills that got you to that level or right now, those skills will not take you to the next level. You need to learn new skills. Maybe you need to unlearn some skills as well. And those things you will figure out by speaking with mentors or speaking with people who have been there and done that. So let's say you're aspiring to become, let's say, a director in Amazon or Apple or these type of companies. So speak with them first. Try to learn what were the roadblocks, obstacles in the journey, what did they learn, how did they learn, and try to learn from other people. Now, alone, if you are trying to improve yourself, these are some uh, uh, cheat codes in some sense, which will get you there, and these form the core pillars of entrepreneurial mindset.
So first and foremost is structured thinking. Structured thinking is, I'm sure you guys are solving case studies, that is structured thinking, right? That if you have to reach from A to Z, so your logical thinking should go in structurally and connect each incident to the point. So A to B, B to C, C to D. Should not jump and assume things. Or if you are thinking of anything, you should caution them. That's the entire point of structured thinking, and it has a lot of different names, pseudo names, like first principle thinking, design thinking. People keep on coming and giving it another name by putting a here and there, but ultimately develop that set of structured thinking. Now, if I have to give you a simple daily routine, if you want to improve your structured thinking abilities, uh, start questioning everything, whatever you see in front of you, right? So I can question, for example, I'm looking at this screen right now. For let's say I will ask here, why is the banner of XIME in the right side and left students are sitting in the left side? Why is that banner there? Right. So now I am going to think top to down, of course. See, okay, banner is there to let the speaker know, or they are just recording as well. They might be live streaming, or they might show the recording any other time, and that design banner makes it IP. This video recording make it becomes IP of our time, and what other benefits it could have. So whenever you're figuring out any problem statement, any life or professional problem statement, try to improve your and fortunately, GenAI is here, and so it took a bit of interesting, but it took around 10,000 years for humans to learn on from farming to industrialization. From industrialization to IT, it took less than 200 years. Now, it has taken just 3 4 years for us to adopt GenAI at that massive scale. So you guys understand how it is fluctuating downward exponentially almost, and this makes us, our generation, the best pioneers of adopting GenAI and increasing our productivity. Because this is stuff that our older generation just cannot do. Right? We have adopted technology right from our childhood to we are best suited to work, operate GenAI and increase our productivity by 10. Each of you, that is a non-negotiable here, that you have to know GenAI, how you will use and optimize your workflows day to day life as well as professional life. So whatever you guys need to do, you need to figure out a way to improve the value you can add into it by using it. So more GenAI means more automated content as well, more noise, more chaos, and that will lead to a bipolar world. So imagine if on one hand you have insane amount of photos, videos being uploaded on all social media platforms, a lot of resumes uploaded on all the job sites, because now GenAI can automate that as well. It can create thousands of resumes for thousands of roles and apply it within 1 minute. That means the opposite spectrum of it, which is hyper personalization. That lookup is going, if everyone is doing this using GenAI and sending automated thousands of resumes to thousands of recruiters and job openings. So if lookup instead of course I'm doing this as well, but if I go and pinpoint 3 to 4 startups that I want to work with and hyper personalize my approach to it, that will have equal, if not better effect, right? So it's akin to me remotely having a conversation with you guys. So I could be here, let's say, giving a lecture to 10,000 students simultaneously over Zoom or there. And so that's the right spectrum, and left spectrum would be local coming in there, sitting with you one on one and giving you some life advice, or you can ask me one on one questions as well, which you might not be comfortable enough to ask in person. Right? So you guys understand the chaos, and this is more precise and singular approach. So both work, guys. You have to figure out what works for you. Um, and mold yourself into it. But at 99.99% students are going to end up in chaos, so they will follow the curve. So that is where we need to break through and personalize, hyper personalize here. Of course, networking. So good communication skills will is that difference that people make, because now people are using GenAI literally to send WhatsApp messages, email. That means they cannot develop communication skills, articulation, writing skills, speaking skills. These skills are critical to form any relationship. And if you cannot form that relationship right from the first interview, you are setting yourself at a disadvantage. Just because I'm sure you have seen that a lot. If some person has good communication skills, they get far more opportunities than someone who does not. And that is true for the entire life. I mean, in fact, it escalates. Then of course networking, more people you know, the better. So let's say one of you knows me from out somewhere and you recommend your friend for an internship, I am more likely to pick up their interview than the 400 resumes I would get in my mailbox, right? Because the pain for me is reduced. That the professor recommends me these three students are very good, give them a chance. I will find time to look at three resumes, but I won't have time to look at one of the 400 resumes, right? So networking there and asking for reference is really critical. And of course, you can ensure as well that the person who is giving reference is credible as well. Now, of course, this creating is more for starting a startup, but even for career prep journeys, you can form your two student group where you each help each other and move fast, ask for help, and keep on. You know. Now, of course, there's the age-old say, right, proverb that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. We start now, but do things that will compound over time. So things such as improving communication skills, that skill will compound over time. Meditation, it will improve your concentration, mindfulness, exercising, sleeping well, right, eating healthy. All these are compounding habits. And I get this could seem as like, a cliche, but discipline you get following compounding habits will set you apart and will get you to the next stage. But unfortunately, India is for everyone to get 10,000 people out there, and this is how you differentiate. Otherwise, you're just one among 10,000. Nothing you can do. Now, this is the life hack personally I follow to convert my bad habits into compounding habits, right? So, once again, a show of hands, please. That how many of you, let's say, do scroll Instagram, scrolling Instagram without any family knowledge, or and even after closing Instagram and let's say you've used it for 2 hours, you will not even recall one thing you've seen in that for the last 2 years, right? So how do you convert this addicting bad habit into a good compounding habit? So try to first make your own list. I just listed some things here uh, as a pointer. So what I did was I have a bad habit of scrolling Reddit. I am not on Instagram. Now Reddit. So what I used to do was just browse for memes or whatever I kind of want to interact with. Algorithm is leading me, and thereby keeping me engaged for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. So I broke through that. I deleted my account first of all. I know that I will do that again. So I get a new account, and in there I knowingly forward only relevant topics. So, for example, GenAI or Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or whatever relevant content I deem critical for my well-being or my growth productivity, but I consider them non-entertaining, so I will not consume by typing it out by myself. I would rather consume on me, right? So I just made a list of those subreddits, subscribe to them. Now my entire feed is full of them, and I would end up then reading something, reading some articles from the post or watching some 10, 20 minute videos about a new AI tool that has come out. So I converted the bad habit into compounding habit. And that increased my knowledge base. So identify whatever it is for you, try to figure out and replace that big habit with one small good habit. Right? And that's how addiction treatment also works. Right? They try to replace your big bad addiction with a small good addiction. Right? So figure that out for yourself and make your life better. And your future self will thank you for it. Because for example, I'm 32 right now. Most of you would be 22, 23. So literally 10 years. If you start this today, 32-year-old you is going to thank you, right, for setting up that amazing foundation. So hanging out, passing time, staying up late, all these things can be easily converted into networking type of habits. Where, for example, I started now, whenever I go to an event or whenever I'm hanging out with some strangers or with some friends, I end up making communities for founders in Bangalore, founders in Mumbai, professors in Bangalore, deans in Bangalore. So whenever I meet with someone, I end up adding them into that community. Right? So that solves my addiction of hanging out or going out and having fun. Also, I leverage it to create my own network. So again, figure out what's your addiction, what's your bad habit in some sense, and try to implement. Of course, we can figure out now. I'm just going to go quickly on two things. How can you put yourself in highlight in front of an aspiring company? And second would be how do you think about an entrepreneurial idea? Right? I'll start with the first one. Now, most of you are looking for jobs, and I'm sure you will have a list of 4, 5 companies that is your dream company that I want to let you go over to Zomato. I like love the culture of Zomato, I like the product, everything I want to do. So build a realistic list of these 4, 5 companies, understand what role you want to get into it, start networking with people right now. If I think the placement season might start from January onwards, so still we have around a month. Start networking with them right now. Specifically look for, let's say you want to go for a business analyst or a product manager role. So look for head of the product and try to have a conversation with them. Send them some unique Zomato ideas or figure out some new complaints they are getting, and that you can automate by comment or recipe, right? You can go to all 1 star, 2 star reviews and come up with some insight, then fit your idea to the head of product. Now that does two things. It literally sets you apart. It shows to the hiring manager that lookup cares enough to go through all this data and come up with something without any expectation. And have no expectation as well. They don't owe you anything. You are doing this, right? So you can get a foot in the door. So let's say if they don't like it, they don't appreciate it, you can always put it in your portfolio, publish it on LinkedIn. Right? So it adds up in your portfolio. But this method always gets you a conversation. Whenever any student has done this to me for my language, right, I've always given them a chance, and I think 99% of the time they end up getting selected as. Because just that time to take initiative that they went up inside the interior to reside GPT and excuse me and shared with me. That shows me that they care enough, they have the initiative to fix, they have delayed the application built in there, which is really rare to see nowadays, and that is how you set yourself apart. So identify those businesses and go out there and start making work. And of course, how to do that is introducing the thing, right? Second thing I can cover now is how do you think about the startup idea? Over. And both of these things are combined by the way. A startup idea is a business opportunity. Okay? Now, whenever you're going for any job, let's say Zomato, they will value you because you're creating a value for Zomato, for them. How will you create that value? You can do a service ad, you can create a product, you can do some value added. If you can develop that success thinking, that muscle of thinking of business opportunities, then you can find a job anywhere, right? Or start a your startup anywhere, anytime. So one framework that I have come up with is in the last 2 to 3 years, what new trend has changed or come up, which is was not there before the and it is likely to get worse in the next 10 years. But this is the simple framework I follow. This defines the timing, the initiation of the problem statement, and I try to then filter it what are my strengths and weaknesses, and I try to think of the problem statement in that regard. So if you one problem, one example, let's say pollution. Pollution has started to become serious in the last 2 years. It is going to become very serious in the next 10 years. That means this is a business opportunity. It's going to grow. Now, figure out amongst your strengths and weaknesses, your skill set, what you can do about it, and try to build the business opportunity. If you can figure out something that due to pollution, the matter is going to have an XYZ problem and this is the solution, you should implement right away, otherwise you might beat us in the next 1 year or 2 year time. And that's the foresight you can prove to the matter wise, then you're right. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly cover this. So this is quick checklist for delisting for a recruiter. Second, yeah. So this is my personal checklist as well. So let's say if I get acquired and then I have to go looking for a job. So what I'm going to do? This is my personal checklist that I'm telling you. Now I am an IT only guy. I'm not doing MBA from NII or anything. So if I'm going and fighting for a job somewhere, my competitors are going to be most likely IIT and IIM guys. Right? You will have an MBA. How do I fight and win against such a person? A person to get that because there is 1,000%. So the first step that I follow is I have to base my profile. Okay. Let's say there is a Vignesh Sugar, he is hiring. He is going to look at Loka and let's take my student example, Aryan here. He's going to take a Loka and Aryan and you will see Loka is just engineering grad, Aryan has MBA and engineering grade. So he's more likely to pick Aryan. Correct? Now that puts me at disadvantage. So, and why he's going to take Aryan? Because he feels that whatever was taught to him in MBA program will give him enough business knowledge and context that will help, let's say, Zomato in their day-to-day work. So ultimately, that is the concern in the recruiter's mind. So if Locus can solve that before even the recruiter asks that question, then in recruiter's mind, Locus is selected. Because if I can show and de-risk my profile for him by, let's say, writing business, product marketing, finance blogs or articles in my little LinkedIn user because it's some your times the resume or this and he seems like really knowledgeable at par with IMY and let's say that IMY like sorry to say you Aryan is not posting anything on LinkedIn now his profile is more or less empty. He's going to then take lookup because lookup has de-risked his profile by showcasing my strengths, my weaknesses. Now, second is of course be authentic, don't fake stuff. If I don't know marketing, I'll not talk about it. But I still feel marketing is my weakness. I'm right now learning marketing. Um, but whatever you do, there has to be some public authenticity attached to it, some validation attached to it. And if you can deliver certain goals under the timeline, that is what any workplace asks for you. So you need to showcase these skills, right? So good communication, articulation, structured thinking, builds the profile, come up with authentic achievements which you achieve under a timeline or pressure that works best. Keep upskilling yourself, state of the art skill set is nothing but GenAI in some ways. And then there are different stages of a startup or company, right? There are some startups which are in -1 to 0. That means idea stage, 0 to 1, they are figuring out the prototype, 1 to 10, they are figuring out 10 PML, 110 to 100, they are scaling up. And you have to figure out what works well for you and develop skill sets accordingly. So for each of the four stages of a company, the skill sets you need are widely different. And when I am looking for a person from -1 to 0, I'm looking for generalists who can do 3, 4 roles. Uh, that is true for 0 to 1, 1 to 10 in some ways as well. But for 10 to 100, I will look for specialists. Or even for 1 to 10, I will start looking for specialists. So figure out what you want to do and then introspect, build up the plan, and then go off. And the last point is what I spoke about earlier. You provide upfront deep value, right, without expecting anything. You have, in a way, formed that parasocial relationship with them, and you are more likely to get a flavor into it. Right? It's a simple factor to do that, which as students you should deploy. That means again, if you have, let's say, 5 years of companies, you figure out something that Zomato can do or Oracle can do, identify companies which have a great recently or they're hiring, they're expanding, figure out what they're lacking at, develop something that will solve a problem. So it's not very solved. Or just post it on LinkedIn. And I've seen a lot of posts like that, right? I was a job at Trade and I created this book that guys attack and I reached start I tried reaching out to Kunal, but I was not able to do see that he reached out to Kunal to get the job. And if whatever they have created is okay, good, they definitely get a chance. So people are looking for passionate folks who care, who would care enough for that something and that they do not. Now this is something that I have personally learned a lot from. If you guys are looking to learn, and of course, this is extremely expensive counter coaching, to even learn skills, but these are some resources that are just posted in the chat. Maybe someone can share it with everyone in our group or something, or I can send it to you later on. But figure out a guru of who has been there and that who so for example he has trained a ton of founders or CEOs. So good there. And then just to talk a bit about language layer, what we do is we help students improve their communication skills for interviews, right? Yeah. So students can practice for mock interview, for HR interview, technical interview, CEO, ground manager, or sales, now You can practice case studies, guesstimates, whatever you are going to get in an interview. And you personalize it by uploading your resume or uploading a JD, and AI will look for past interview questions. So just like for example, prepare for past interview, past exam person, you can practice your with past interview person that were I was a education or whatever companies that I want to come in there. And that will allow you to at least have an idea of 50 to 60% of the questions that are going to be asked in the interview. Because those are always right. You can practice those and communicate with confidence. And if you know 60 70% already, you are likely to be more confident in that interview and crack. Now, one small bit of this going to plug in here is around case studies and guesstimates. Uh, I think now, especially now, it's even more pertinent that every student should understand how to solve case studies on their. Why? Because GenAI has destroyed the means or the inherent value of the inherent concept of interviewer, which was routinely asked around business knowledge. That you know how this business knowledge or not supply chain works. So now you can always Google it or any with ChatGPT or something, you can always look for it information. But what we cannot do is structured thinking, right? So for case studies and guesstimates are really simple way of evaluating your structured thinking ability. If you don't have structured thinking ability, you will not be able to solve this problem. So it's my prediction that more and more people are going to ask case studies and guesstimates in the future in the skills, people, critical thinking ability, communication skills, structured thinking, and then. Um, I will be sharing the link with Mr. about that as well. If you guys want access to it, feel free to pick it on the website or just link me. We are also hiring for product management role, marketing, growth type of role. So we're looking for a full-time intern and as well as full-time sales and growth professionals. So if you are interested, please go on the website and fill up the career page and sure. So thank you so much for your time. If anyone of you have any question, I will take.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful and future-focused session. We will now take a few questions from the audience for the speaker.
So, good evening, sir. I just have one question. Looking ahead 5 years, do you think AI will replace human interviews or interviewers or mainly support them? Am I audible?
Sorry, can you repeat the last? AI will replace the human interview or
I'll repeat my question. Looking ahead 5 years, do you think AI will replace human interviewers or mainly support them?
so, of course, it's going to completely replace the first round of interview. Especially the screening part, right? So the same problem statement, if I post one job, there are 400 applications within 2 days. So AI can call these 400 applicants, speak to each of them, figure out 3 or 4 candidates that I should see. But the final decision whether I should hire someone or not, I think that will remain in terms of in hands of humans for at least next 5 years. That I can be comfortable and good. After 5 years, I don't know. AI is evolving crazy fast, and it could develop enough accuracy and precision in evaluating your behavioral skills, soft skills, of course, your hard skills, technical skills, your structure thinking, all everything relevant, which a human interviewer would miss, but it's not suited to objectively evaluate. So for the next 5 years, your pay rate, but again, use and high school education.
Thank you so much, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir, I would like to ask, like, we need the technical knowledge in whatever you learn. So, beyond technical knowledge, what soft skills do you think that AI can realistically help candidates like us to improve?
I'm so sorry if you guys are, your voice is breaking a bit. Can you hold the mic a bit closer and speak about?
Sir, like, beyond technical knowledge, what soft skills do you think that AI can realistically help candidates like us to improve?
Okay. So technical knowledge is not the only uh, area that interviewers will look for. That is just one of the areas. I would argue that an ability to learn, your mindset, your attitude towards the role, how professionally your work ethic is, your articulation, your critical thinking, structured thinking are far more critical, especially for entry level jobs, which you guys are writing for. Because I can always train you guys on anything technical, but I can't train aptitude, work ethic, punctuality, structured thinking. I can help you refine it, but I cannot instill it.
Thank you, sir.
I hope that answers you.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for those thoughtful questions, and thank you, sir, for addressing them so clearly. To briefly recap the takeaways from the session, I would now like to invite Rashmika to give us a short summary.
Thank you so much, sir, for those thought-provoking insights. To briefly summarize Mr. Lokap Sahu's session, he spoke about the evolving choice between entrepreneurship and employment, emphasizing that regardless of the path we choose, continuous skill development is non-negotiable. He highlighted the importance of learning from others, finding the right mentor, and actively seeking guidance to grow both personally and professionally. A key takeaway was what recruiters truly look for today: strong communication skills, proactiveness, and the ability to network effectively. He stressed that networking is no longer optional but a critical career accelerator. He also spoke about the growing role of generative AI in corporate environments and how having a working knowledge of it is becoming essential. On the entrepreneurship side, we encourage students to view a startup idea as a business opportunity rooted in problem solving. He explained the need for market research, understanding industry trends, and competitor analysis, along with identifying one's strengths and weaknesses to build a viable business plan. Thank you so much, sir. Over to Harshita.
Thank you for something.
Thank you, Rashmika, for that crisp and clear summary. We now move to our second quiz of the day. This quiz is based on the sessions conducted in the later half of the workshop, including the one we just attended. We encourage all participants to take part. The link is circulated in WhatsApp community.
So myself is,
Kaushal, can you come? Let's just take a
so let's
photo
do one
now.
thing, let's not go into that poster or anything. But still we'll have to at least address the thing that you get from the last thing of it. And maybe one of you invite people who attended the session to share with you. We have done it. And likewise, one or two of Susan, I asked Susan to correct me so you can see. So we can have 4 people who've been here share a few words about attending the session. So I think I don't know, it's being possible. So we can. Right, Gautam? Gautam. Yeah, Gautam. So this is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to do. And the one of these is what we are going to do right now is, one of you is going to be asking about question. Yeah, so we would need the same speak right now. Ask people, it means almost a day long of session. We want to take a very quick feedback from the participants who attend the session. Invite them. So Johnson will come and share a few words. Have call a few people, ask a few words. Yeah, share a few words. After that, next what you will do, you will ask some people from the organization to please share a few words. That's what we're going to do. And then all people who are remaining come here, take a picture and that's it. Just and your word. Who's going to do what? So that's no one.
Validatory session is
Ah,
there.
that's
Kind of vote.
Okay.
Validatory, please come and do the vote.
Before voter time, these two sections are there. One, we want to invite Johnson, share a few words, and maybe one of you will want to speak. You want to speak?
No, sir.
Before the validity, we'll have anyone from here? Ashwin, Pooja. Susan, come, Susan. Pooja, that's it. Pragya, come, he's there. Pragya, come. No, sir, they got a whole there. Hey, 2 minutes here. We want to make it famous. Come. These bikes are very important. You have to, first time, start with John. So, okay, I need to hear about the treatment, right?
After all of three.
So, okay, we come here. I want to say that one thing is not very much. So, what you will do is we put it separately. What you will do is, since we are in the last leg of.
Okay.
So, okay, do one thing.
There's no all of them.
It's going to be posted in here. So, we're not going to show it here. If you want to do it, wait. Let's do this. That is something you just tell them that we're still evaluating it. So we will keep you posted to the community. That is something over. Correct? Next, second point is we also want to acknowledge the team which will be part of it. And the team goes with all of these. So then other than you just show that thing. After that acknowledgement thing, give a round of applause to all their names, read them names, so that people be part of it can be acknowledged.
From there I should
He will show it. It's there. So that's the second update. Third, before we wrap up the session on the valedictory, we want to invite people to come and share a few words, the active participants. Then we will come there, be here, share a few words. Likewise, I think Susan or whoever, I think Sirisha will be there. That's okay. Something here is good. First is Promptathon. We have been receiving, and due to popular demand, ABS to be receiving. It's going to take some time. That update will be shared with the community. Rapid. Second is the volunteering, where you will see and update it. We want to acknowledge the support of all the organizing members and read out the from the team.
that poster only, sir.
Yeah, poster. Okay. Because everyone should be there. Only that is it. Next, last is the third thing where they want to invite people.
Actually, like before validatory separate. Before validatory session, you will do that. Introducing Jonathan and Steven.
Yeah.
His last
And before the screen comes in, yeah, you want to. Is it like a properly set video? Okay. This is fine.
Promptathon, then inviting people, then validated
Before that, only what's that?
organizing the meeting. Sir, what about the mic? Jonathan is here. Yeah, finally. Now this is Alcohol.
Keep another six.
Sir, who is
Saurabh, organizing team. I want to hear your speech. No?
what's the speaker
How
about?
was it, madam?
Promptathon, what causes, what do you want us to do?
About how you felt organizing the team, working on this.
It is informative, it's going well. Hey, it's okay for Sunny. Share your learning.
Let's do sound bite. We have to argue sometimes with sound bite. We have to sit there and do things.
Before
So
that,
she's ready, she was in before you do, we make announcements for Promptathon. Next, the launch, next session. After Sunita, we are organizing. Yeah, please go. Now, 5 years from now, please. Yeah. Yeah, ready. Hey, yeah, you have to move. Yeah. Ready? Mike. Sirisha. Hey, Mike. Sirisha. Kanya, Mike. Yes, na? Camera.
யார் எடுக்கணும்
Ready? Start.
And now a quick update regarding Promptathon and quiz results. We would like to inform all participants that the judging process is currently underway. The results will be shared shortly in the official WhatsApp community group. Once the evaluation is completed, we request all participants to stay tuned and thank you for your patience. As we come to the end of this session, I would like to invite a few participants who have attended this session to share a few words about their experience with this initiative.
Okay, so hey guys, I'm Jonathan. So the first event was very insightful about how we learned about augmented reality, virtual reality, and also mixed reality, which is a hybrid of AR and VR, and how exactly it is being leveraged to in marketing and advertising campaigns, and also how in the last session, which is how to set yourself apart in the digital age. So since AI is taking over, we should learn how to set ourselves apart using that, not use it as a tool just to get an unfair advantage, just how to use it, combining our own uniqueness and also the AI's side assistance for the same. Thank you.
This session was significantly enhancing our understanding of how emerging technologies such as AR, VR, and AI-driven content ecosystems are reshaping the digital marketing and the creator economy. The discussions provided a structured perspective on changing consumer attention, passion, engagement metrics, and monetization models. So, by linking the theoretical frameworks like attention, economics, and market sizing with real world industry. And so, the session bridged the gap between classroom learning and practical execution. Overall, it offered valuable insights that will inform our strategic thinking as future managers and decision makers. Thank you so much.
students who've taken the time and effort to step in and present and be part of this initiative. Because the December 13th event, which I've been deliberating on, I've been keeping it very sacrosanct, and I really wanted as much people to step in and participate, because I've always believed that industry, or people from the industry will add in as much knowledge and weight. And I see a lot of possibilities where they step in, share their knowledge, and most importantly, share a bonding with the design institution and the students. And I see that this is the start of the journey where there's a lot of possibility where they can possibly support with internships, live projects, and possibly job opportunities as well. And for the students and organizers, it's a very interesting experience where putting up an event of any scale, whether you bring in 10 students or 50 students or 100 or 1,000, it's always a challenging exercise, and that's something which I really want to bring forth to the students here. So once again, I'd like to thank the entire XIME community, the students, faculties, dean, director, and the set of faculty, everyone involved, including the technical team, the marketing team, the social media team, the organizing team. And to that extent, I want to quickly share a set of people who've been acting as a very good pillars. You can see why my picture stands a little bigger. It should be the other way around, where the students have been actively contributing. I probably call upon all of these names and probably give a shout out for these names, right? Santosh? Koshali? Harshita? Ayush? Ashmika? Vidya? Pallavi? Ishita? Gautam? Saurabh? Kirtana? Ayush? Franklin? Joe Maria? Kiriwas. So I think you can see that these are the winners and these are the ones who made this happen. And once again, thanks for being here and joining the show. And most importantly, the learning doesn't end here. So the training is just started, and we hopefully look forward to see how we can come out with these initiatives and more of these here. Once again, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank all the speakers whom we invited, and they shared a lot of lovely inputs. So I probably, I'm not calling this as a course, because I would rather say this is the start to our learnings to students here. Can we have a group picture with everyone present here? So before we formally call it a close, there's a formal valedictory session. We request everyone to stay put for another 2 moments before we close. Can we have a group picture? a real, wait, wait, just check if the camera and everything is in order.
चलो पल्लवी
संतोष अभी नहीं पता फुल अभी पता है नहीं हाँ कमान पल्लवी 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 कमान पल्लवी
We now move to the valedictory session, marking the formal conclusion of knowledge capsule digital skills accelerator. I would like to invite Pallavi to deliver the valedictory session.
So, good evening everyone. As we come to the close of Knowledge Capsule Digital Skills Accelerator, it is truly rewarding to reflect on a day filled with learning, innovation, and industry-driven insights. Today's session took us through the evolving world of digital marketing, from immersive AR experiences and impactful nano content to OTT consumer trends and AI-driven career readiness. Each session added valuable perspectives that are practical, relevant, and future-focused. The enthusiasm shown by our participants, especially during the Promptathon and interactive activities, made this workshop vibrant and meaningful. It reminded us that learning is most powerful when it is collaborative and experiential. I encourage everyone to carry forward today's learning, stay curious, and continue building skills that will shape your professional journeys. With this, we formally conclude the Knowledge Capsule Digital Skills Accelerator. Thank you all for being a part of this wonderful experience.
Thank you, Pallavi, for those meaningful closing words. With this, we come to the end of Knowledge Capsule Digital Skills Accelerator. Thank you to all our speakers, faculty members, organizing team, volunteers, and participants for making this event a memorable success. Have a wonderful evening.